Holiday, a tremendously sad night for our community. Fox 4 Investigates has learned the woman charged with the DUI death of the Charlotte County deputy that you just saw there, that we've been reporting on all day, killed in the line of duty last night, had a previous DUI arrest. An FHP incident report obtained by Fox 4 and the sheriff's own information says about 8:45 last night, the 30-year-old DUI suspect, Cassandra Smith, lost control and crashed her Jeep into Deputy Christopher Taylor's patrol car, which would then hit him and the car he stopped on I-75 near Jones Loop Road. That's what we're showing you on the screen. The deputy was then taken to SharePoint Health, where the sheriff says he died later from his injuries. That crash scene in Punta Gorda is very close to the sheriff's office, where we have a team of reporters standing by to cover every angle of this young deputy killed in the line of duty. That is where my co-anchor Chris Earl is leading off tonight's comprehensive coverage for us. Chris?
Hi, Shar. Yes, the Charlotte County Sheriff Bill Prummel did confirm more information about the deputy who died last night, 23-year-old Christopher Taylor, and he had just turned 23 this past weekend. He'd been a sworn officer here in Charlotte County for only 9 months after signing up to join in August of 2021, so very much new to the force, and a devastating loss for so many people here in the law enforcement community as well as Charlotte County as a whole. Now, we do want to give you some additional information to provide more context with the circumstances of the crash as well as how it all played out. So again, as you noted, Shari, Florida Highway Patrol reported last night that Deputy Taylor was in the midst of a traffic stop in the northbound lanes of I-75 near the Jones Loop exit. That's one of the 2 exits that takes people to the Punta Gorda Airport here in Charlotte County. It's about mile marker 162. This happened again about 8:45 last night. And that was when investigators say a driver in an SUV hit the people at that traffic stop, including Deputy Taylor. The severity of his injuries so serious that he died at a nearby hospital soon after. There was another person injured, and this was the person the deputy had pulled over who did have minor injuries and survived. So we do know that about the crash itself. Now, as for the driver who was involved, that's 30-year-old Cassandra Smith, now in the Charlotte County Jail on DUI manslaughter. Fox 4 investigative reporter Ryan Kruger also went through some of her records and found that she was on probation until very recently for a similar incident that happened in South Florida along the East Coast. So much so that police considered her to be a threat from the roads. We'll check in with Ryan here in just a moment. But this is also a reminder for anybody about the danger of law enforcement, because it is one of those jobs, of course, where officers go out. They're often the first point of contact in dangerous or violent situations. Anytime there's a traffic stop involving a law enforcement officer, they have to check for the danger within the car and also, as we saw from last night, outside of the car, the kind of danger that killed Deputy Taylor last night here in Charlotte County. And this is now the 6th recorded death on the job in the line of duty of somebody with the Charlotte County Sheriff's Office involving that department's staff. Now, the impact of impaired drivers throughout Southwest Florida, it's also to be seen. There's a group called the Florida Traffic Safety Dashboard, and so far this year, the dashboard has recorded 140 impaired driving crashes here just in Charlotte County, 8 of those involving deaths, 13 of those with serious injuries, and this is ahead of last year's pace with 142 total impaired driving crashes in 2021. In Lee County, that number is 515 impaired driving crashes, with 28 of those as deadly crashes. In Collier County, 252, with 13 of those involving deadly crashes. Now, as a note, though, AAA is also offering a free service called Tow to Go. It started back at 6 p.m., so just a few minutes ago, and it goes until 6 a.m. on Monday. So if there's an impaired driver, they can call AAA and they will get a ride as well as a tow up to 10 miles to try to keep an impaired driver off of the road. Now, AAA wants to stress this is as a last resort. Try to line up other means if you think this might be a circumstance of going out. That number is 1-855-2-TOW. To go, that's to tow, TOW, to go. But that is from AAA, and that goes until 6 a.m. on Monday. And now we'll bring in Fox 4 Investigates Ryan Kruger, because you did look into the driver, 30-year-old Cassandra Smith, who's originally from Massachusetts, but she's had another incident also in South Florida, again, where law enforcement considered her to be a danger on the road by her actions behind the wheel.
Yeah, it was Palm Beach County Sheriff's deputies who, when they pulled her over, they wrote in the arrest report that she was driving so erratically that, in fact, the deputy who responded had to slam on his brakes to keep keep from hitting her and to keep from hitting other drivers. So a really intense scene is what they described in the arrest report. Let's go ahead and show you her mugshot from that arrest. It was of April of last year, April 5th of 2021. Cassandra Smith was arrested by Palm Beach County Sheriff's deputies. She was driving on State Road 80. That road might sound familiar, especially for people in Fort Myers. That's Palm Beach Boulevard. This all happened right around midnight that night. 911 callers say she was swerving all over the road. She admitted to deputies that night that she drank Prosecco along with an alcoholic seltzer at some point during the night. She did not get into specifics on how much she had to drink. The arrest report says she almost fell multiple times during the field sobriety test. She was also sentenced to a year of probation, but that ended on August 31st. And the judge actually told her during that 12 months, Chris, that she was on probation, she was not allowed to drink alcohol. Again, that ended on August 31st. Coming up in just 30 minutes, I'm going to be looking at some of the other conditions that were part of that probation, as well as why investigators say she actually satisfied all of the conditions of her parole.
Fox 4's Ryan Kruger, thank you for those details on the person being held from that crash.